Hey guys, it's Courtney from the Ivy League, and today I'm going to start a series on things that you can do for your care plans, things that you're going to tailor for each patient, but that pretty much stay the same for any patient that's in the hospital. And part one is going to be the Braden Scale and skin breakdown interventions, and part two is going to be the Morse-Fall scale and falls prevention. So these are all things that you need to know and that pretty much stay, like I said, the same for every patient that's in the hospital, and that are definitely going to be required on your clinical paperwork that you have to do for nursing school. So we're just going to jump right in, and today we're going to start with the Braden Scale and skin breakdown interventions. So the Braden Scale, and I'll put a screen capture of the actual Braden Scale over here so you can kind of see the setup. Your school may not go by this, but chances are that they probably do for your paperwork or your facility if you're already a nurse and just looking for a little bit more information. But then down below that, like on our clinical paperwork, we have things that you can do to help prevent skin breakdown. And these are things that I use for mine that are the same pretty much for every patient. Sometimes they'll change based on their level of mobility, but the majority, they're the same for everybody that I do. At our school, we have a section down underneath our Braden Scale for skin breakdown, which charts how likely your patient might be to get a pressure ulcer or something like that. And you have to write down interventions that you would do or have done or will do throughout the day to prevent your patient from having skin breakdown. The first thing that I put is a draw pad under patient to prevent skin shear when turning or pulling up. Every patient should have a draw pad underneath them no matter where they're at in the hospital. The second thing is keep skin dry, and you can put like promotion of dry skin or something like that. Moist skin can lead to skin breakdown, so that's pretty much the same for everybody as well. The next thing may change depending on how mobile your patient is. It's patient turn Q2 hours on alternating sides, and so if your patient is able to turn in bed, then you can put patient encouraged to turn onto alternating sides Q2 hours. And the next thing would be for your more incontinent patient, it would be checked frequently for incontinence, because that's another thing. The chemical nature of stool and urine can cause skin breakdown in a quickness, so that's something that you want to make sure that they know that you check for, and you need to actually check for it. You can't just write these. You have to do them or know to do them. You can't just chart these. The next one would be a reminder for staff about the degrees at the head of the bed, or to keep the head of the bed less than 45 degrees. The higher up that you set the patient, the more likely they might be to slip down in the bed and their skin might shear off. So that's another thing, to keep the head of the bed, you know, either 30 to 45 degrees, preferably lower than that unless they have some kind of breathing thing going on or they're in labor. So that's another thing. And another thing that I've been seeing a lot of lately is a preventative Mepilex, which is a like foamy kind of pad that you put over the sacrum to prevent pressure ulcers. That's one of the main spots that you get them. So, you know, charting, if you put one on, make sure that you put in your notes preventative Mepilex to sacrum or something like that. So another thing that I like to put on is I like to write down that I made sure that the patient's heels were up off the bed. That's another frequent spot of skin breakdown, is on the heels. So you can put a pillow up underneath the, like if this was your leg, which it's not a good representation, but if this is the leg and this is the heel right here and this is the foot, put a pillow right here to keep the heel up off the bed. It takes the pressure up off of it. So I'm going to make the skin breakdown prevention interventions available on my blog for free under the freebies section. You can follow the link in the description box, or you can type the website directly into your browser as it's written here and just click on freebies, and then you can download those. There's also lots of cool stuff there, and it's going to be in a checkbox format, so you can just check them off as you do them and then write them on your clinical paperwork so that your instructor knows that you care about your patient and that you are interested in taking care to prevent any injuries to them. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below and make sure you click like and subscribe. Also, make sure you tune in for part 2 of this series, which is going to be Morse fall scale and prevention for falls. Thanks guys, bye.